Hi everyone, this is Artisan Loom here with one of my early designs. I designed this Twilight Zone bracelet back last year. It was August 13th, 2014. So this is what the Twilight Zone bracelet looks like. And I created this such a long time ago. And this was before I started doing full wraps. So I'm going to recreate this one in the same colors, although I don't have these beads in all black anymore, so I'm going to have to alternate with a little bit of white. So just do that and then do that, so it'll look a little bit different. And I also used opaque black here, and I'm going to go ahead and use an LE black. And but just continue on. I don't have any medieval black like I've got in this one. I'm completely out of medieval black, so I'm going to use a cylindrical black for that as well. So anyhow, excuse me, I've got a cough. Hold on. That my allergies are going bad today, and I've got a tickle in my throat. So hopefully I won't have to go off camera too many times. But this is the back part of the bracelet. It's not very clean because at that point in my looming career, I wasn't fixing bands or anything. So I'm going to attempt to recreate this one, and it is one of my favorites. It's just unique and different, and I love these little beads, and I knew instantly when I saw these beads that I wanted to do something in the Twilight. So this is, excuse me, a 3-pin bar setup. A nice, simple, easy 3-pin bar setup, and we're going to do it 2 loom lengths long, because this is 1 loom length, okay? So I imagine if I do another one, it'll be just the perfect size, although I may need a small couple peg or a band extension on it. It's just kind of it's a tight design. So anyhow, I'm going to do that, and it's a 3-pin bar setup, and in this position straight across. Okay, very super simple. And to start this bracelet off, I'm going to be using my border, which is going to be this part. That black is your border. Okay, so for that I'm going to use cylindrical black, and you basically start off just like this, okay? From the left to the right to the left, or the center to the right, okay? And then you're just going to do, and I probably could do this all on camera, the simple border up and down the loom, all the way up. But I'm going to let you go ahead and do that because my allergies are so bad. I don't want you to hear me sniffling the whole time. So I'm going to come up here to the end, and then I'm going to come in on to the center, and then I'm going to go up this side, and then I'm going to come in to there to meet it up, and that's how you're going to end it. So go ahead and complete that part, and then I'll show you the next step. This is what your loom should look like, and it should come in the same exact way on this side. Next step I'm doing are going to be these bands that have the beads on them, okay? And I made up a whole bunch, well, I'll just pick it up, of beads, of bands that I put a seed bead through them, okay? And I did that in the metallic, or excuse me, the medieval white. And basically, you're going to need it to go on every single peg. So I've done 50. I'm not 100% sure if I'll use it for all 50, but we'll just have to see how many. But I think 50 is the right count. So this is what you're going to do. Okay, you're going to take one. Let me just see if it's at the beginning. Okay, we're going to start on these second pins. I'm going to do it on the right because it's just easier for me to show. You're going to put it on that peg just like that, and then you're going to take the other side of it and put it on. Okay, get another one, put it on, take the other side of that band and just put it back on itself. So it will look just like that. No worries about what it looks like at the moment. We can fix all that at the end, but you're basically going to take a band, put it on, and then fold it back over onto itself. Okay? And that's how you are going to do it for this. And I think for this design, you might have to use a bead just to be able to get that look. I don't think if you put a regular band on that you can do it. See, because if you put a band on and then you try to put it on itself, it won't work. So maybe if you put a band on and twist it and then put it on to itself, maybe you could do it that way and it may come out pretty decent. I'm not sure. I've never made it without beads. So I'm going to go off camera, let you finish this up. But basically what you're doing is you're taking a beaded band and you're putting it on the peg, and you're taking the other half and you're folding it on the peg. Okay? So do that on every peg all the way to the end of the loom. I think you are going to stop at this one. I don't think you're not going to put one on the very end. So it's just, that's why I think we don't need 50. We probably only need 48. But anyhow, stop right here and you start on the second one. So go ahead and finish that part up. You get those put on. This is what the sides should look like. You're just folding it onto itself all the way to the end. Stop right there. And I was right. I have 2 left. So 48 is what you're going to need for that, for 2 loom lengths long. Okay, next thing we're going to do is I have taken these big beads and I have strung them onto some LE bands. You can do it with opaque, whatever you want, but I'm just going to do it with the opaque. And I'm going to go black, white, black, white, black, white. Okay? And I've got 8 of them. And we're going to place those beads now. So what we're going to do, I'm fading fast as far as my allergies goes. I think I'm going to end, this is going to be a Benadryl day. Okay. So basically what you're going to do is go up to the, whoop, I've got this faced the wrong way. Oh my goodness. I turned it around when I was adding these side beads, so I want to make sure that I've got it just exactly right. Okay, so you're going to go up to the 3rd peg from the left, and you're going to take one of your beads, and you are going to place it just like that. Okay, just like that. And then you're going to get your next bead. Okay, and you're going to skip one, skip this one, and start right here on the left. Hopefully I have these on here exactly how I want them. And just bring it to the center just like that. I want to make sure, you see how I do this? I have it like this. Well, this part is not in the center. So I'm going to just play around till I get this part in the center. Pull, actually this is the easier way. Stretch it and then slide it the way that you want it to be able to get. Well, that's not working. It's out so hot either. Okay, now you're going to slide it. Okay, see, now I got it the way that I want it. So now I'm going to take it. I think I got it the way I wanted. Whatever. Okay, so you're going to skip one and go to the next one and place your next bead. Okay? And you're going to go the opposite direction. Okay? And then you're going to skip one, skip this one, and start here and go all the way over. Okay? Back the other direction. And then you're going to skip one, take the other, and go all the way across. Okay? And then take your black one, which means you ended here, so you'll skip one, and go from over here, whoops, over here to over there. We are going to need to push our bands down too. That's a must. Okay. And then I'm going to take my white one. Okay, skip one here and do one. So go just like this, over. Okay, and then I'm going to do my black one again. So you're going to skip one and bring it up here. Start there. Bring it across and over. Push bands down. And then I've got the white one left. And you're going to skip one and start here. Go the other direction. So it's kind of, you know, this way, that way. Kind of zigzaggy, okay, till you get to the very end. And this is what it's going to look like, okay, just like that. Okay, let me see what the next step is going to be. Okay, after we get that, it is showing me using, I guess, what was in here as my medieval black, which I don't have anymore. It's those bands. I'm going to be using the, gosh, what am I going to be using? I am going to be using, I believe, the silver. But let me check that to make sure. I think that I'm not going to use the silver just yet. I think what I'm going to use is some opaque black. Okay, and at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to take your black, or whatever color you're deciding to do, and stretch it right over to the center peg. Okay, then you're going to go from that center peg out. Okay, and then you're going to go the other direction. Where that one ended, you're going to go to the center. Oops. And bring it all the way to the side. And then you're going to do this zigzag pattern all the way up to the end of the loom. So that's what it's going to look like. So I'm going to let you finish that part. Okay. So we do this zigzag all the way to the end. This is what it's going to look like at the end. When you come to here, this is where your long zigzag ends, but we don't have another peg here, so we're just going to do a short band to the center peg right there. Then what you're going to do is grab your next color, which I'm going to use opaque white, or you could do is a metallic white, but I'm currently out of that. And you're going to do the same thing, except for you're going to do it in white going the other direction. You're going to do 2 bands going to the left, so you're making that one big X. And then 2 bands going to the right. So you're making an X, or you're making little diamonds, or you're making zigzags. So however you want to look at it. Okay, but you're going to do that all the way up the loom, just like that, okay? So I will go off and let you finish that part, even though it's very simple. My kids are home, so I apologize for any noises that are being made. So I just wanted to get this tutorial done. So you're just going to follow this all the way up the loom. Okay, at this point, that's what you have. When you get that done, you're going to take your silver, which is my metallic silver. And what I can tell from my notes, which is kind of hard because I didn't take very good notes and pictures when I first started my looming, because I wasn't sure I was going to need to recreate it, so I didn't take that great. So I'm going to have to refer back to my notes, so I apologize. You go up to your 3rd pen, and you take your silver and stretch it over straight to the other side. I had to sneeze, and I had to go off camera. So then you're going to skip one up and go straight over. Basically, this diamond, you're going to put a band spanning straight across in between each diamond. Okay, so you skip one, do one. That's where the diamond is. You're going to go straight across. You're going to do that all the way up the loom. Just like this. Probably want to use good flexible bands for this. And these metallic silicone metallic bands from Rainbow Loom are perfect because they have a lot of good stretch to them. So, and one more. Okay, that's what your loom should look like. And at that point, I'm going to still continue on with this silver. Okay, and we're going to do a single chain all the way up. For some reason, my notes are saying to start here with the single chain, but that kind of doesn't make any sense. I don't even know how I got my bracelet to come out by doing that. I'm going to start it at the border and do a single chain all the way to the top. So I'm going to go off camera, let you finish that part up, and then I'll meet you back for the next step. Okay, at this point, I'm going to take my opaque black, and I am going to go, let's see, from the second peg up, and I'm going to make a very long stretch all the way over those two pegs, okay? From there to there. Go to that second peg on the right, long stretch all the way up, making an X, okay? And that X is going to intersect between this diamond, okay? So, you're going to connect where that one left off, long stretch to the right, long stretch to the left, long stretch to the right, long stretch to the left. Okay, so go ahead and finish that part all the way to the end. What your loom should look like all the way to the very end, okay, with your very last X there. Okay, at this point you can turn your loom around facing towards you, and you're going to need a cap band on these two end ones. So I'm going to triple cap band it. Just makes it a little more stable. You can do a double cap band if you want, but I'm going to do, since these are opaque bands, I'm going to do a triple. Okay, at this point I am going to, let me see how I'm doing this. Let me check my notes. What you're going to do is you are going to, let me make sure which side I'm going to start at. Let's see. It's looking like we're going to start with the bottom band, which will be this long stretch. So you're going to go in through this cap band and grab that bottom one and pull it. I know it's it's going to be tight, so be real careful. But you're going to take it back to it itself, which will be right there on that peg. Going to go in through this bottom right, the third peg, pin bar, and stretch it back to itself over these, and make sure you put it around that peg. Okay. Then you're going to do go into this left one, stretch it up and around, just like that, and then you're going to go in this right one and stretch it all the way up. Got to have good quality bands for this. That's why Rainbow Loom works the best. So you're going to do that all the way up the loom. Just going to go from left to right and then just stretch them back onto themselves. Okay, and I'll meet you now that you're done looping that. It stops right here. I'm not comfortable with it stopping here. Like I said, I took bad pictures. I'm going to take it over to the center peg. So I guess you could stop there technically because it does buzz up against the border, but I'm going to fix it. I'm going to go in through these two underneath that black, and I'm going to grab it, pull the band up and over, just like that, and I'm going to put it towards the center, and then I'm going to go up underneath this band and grab it and put it on the band on the hook, bring it around this peg and bring it there. That's how I'm going to do it, but I guess technically you could stop right there because it does butt up against the border. So then I'm going to, because this is just a very small stretch, but I want it to end here just so that this part isn't so thin. So, and then I'm going to go in and grab it and go to the center, grab it to the center. Simple fix, simple fix. Okay, make sure your bands are pushed down pretty good, all the way down, as we're just going to keep looping this thing out. I know it's pretty thick and it's already tight, but trust me, you'll love it in the end. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to go over well, let me check, because now I'm a little confused on my notes. Man, you're really going to think I'm a ditz, but I'm going back to when I first started Loom, and this is one of my few I did at the very beginning, so I'm still a little bit concerned about how I did it. I'm wondering, it looks on my notes. Sorry, it looks on my notes that instead of doing a single chain on each peg, that I went from this peg and long stretch to here, long stretch to there, long stretch to there. But I've already laid all the bands and gone this far. It's not going to hurt anything to go ahead and do a single chain up. So I'm going to go ahead and go with it. Okay? But on my notes, I'm going to put a little cap band here, triple cap band down in the center. And then I'm going to go ahead and loop up my single chain. But since my notes are throwing me off a bit because of the way they look, it looks like I skipped a peg. So I made, just like I did these long X's, I think I did that straight up. But we're just going to go with it. So you just go in and loop up that single chain, which I think is just going to be fine. Okay. Well, let me get the right band because I'm going up the center. So I'm going to let you finish that part all the way up. From the looks of it, my notes say I'm ready to do these cross bands, these silver ones that we've laid. So you're going to, well, okay, yeah. Just looked a little strange to me. I know there's not a cap band on here. According to my notes, you're just going to take it and pull it across to the right, okay? And then you're going to alternate, and instead of coming from the left to the right, on the next one up, you're going to go from the right, oops, to the left, just like that. And then the left, okay, to the right. All right. And you'll finish that to the end, just alternating which direction you're going. Once you get that, the next one is going to be these zigzaggies that are going all up, okay? Since we did a short one here, I'm going to go ahead and take it from the center peg over to the left, okay? But how we're going to do this is we are going to go in the center where that, and this third peg up, we're going to grab the one white band and bring it down towards the left, okay? Then we're going to go back in and grab the white band that goes to the right, okay? Then we're going to go in the next one up where that other white band is and bring it down, and then bring this up, okay? So let me do one more so that I can show you what we're going to be doing here. Okay, that way you can see that they're all going to be connected right here, okay? So, but you're going to do that all the way up the loom. So from here, always from the center, and bringing it down. Center, bringing it up. Always start at the center and the top band, whichever direction it goes, back to itself. So finish that all the way up. Then you're going to do the same thing for the other half of that X that we just did. So I'm going to go ahead in this first cap band, grab that top band and bring it to the right since it's a small stretch, okay? Then you're going to go into this third peg and you're going to grab that top band and you're going to pull it down towards itself. So it's going to look like this, a mirror image. The way these white bands look, same thing, it should look this way. You go back in here and you go up. You go into the next peg in the center, and you go down, go on the center, next peg, back to itself. Okay? Go in the center, grab the top band, bring it down to itself, center, top band, bring it up to itself. And you're going to do that to where it looks like this all the way up. Okay? Looks like, I don't know, kind of looks like a little diamond, like an actual diamond would look like. But anyhow, that's what you're going to do. And now we're at the home stretch. This is what your loom should look like. And I guess the only thing we have left is the border. So you're going to go in, grab the one to the left, grab the one to the right, and then you're just going to do your simple border all the way to the top, okay? So go ahead and finish your border to the very top, and I'll show you how to close it off. Now I've gotten to the end here, and to the very end of these two, I'm going to go in, grab the one that goes from the left to the center, and then come into the center. And I'm going to take my border band, which is the black, come down through all of the bands, put your band through it, pull it up, and then put it on the hook. Okay, I'll go ahead, try to find me a C-clip. Guess I should have had my supplies handy ahead of time. I got it now. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the C-clip on the bands, and I'm just going to leave my hook there. That's just, for whatever reason, that's what I do, just in case it's not totally adhered to it. So at this point, it's time to take it off the loom. So don't rip it off. Obviously, there's so many bands. Just release the tension very carefully on the sides, all the way up. Okay. This goes pretty fast since it's only a 3-pin bar setup. It'll go. I'll just keep you on. Keep it on camera while I take it off the loom. This is one of my favorites. I hope it comes out as good as my first one. I haven't made it since I've made my first one, so I'm really hoping this turns out. But we joke around about it a lot, but Nixter off Instagram, she is just absolutely hilarious. She always says how I'm in the zone, the Twilight zone with some of my designs. So I'm trying to find her exact name. I think it's 19, let's see. Nixter 1976. That's who she is. Just couldn't remember the numbers at the end. Anyhow, she's always referring, whenever I make a creation, that I'm in the zone, I'm in the Twilight zone. So she loved that bracelet, and she had a request for me to do it, and I've been wanting to do it, but just haven't. So today is her lucky day. I'm praying that when I take it off the loom, it's going to look like my other one. Okay, so now that you've gotten that off, you can think, because of how tight it is, you can go, you can take it off like you did, releasing the tension on the sides, or I just tried it. If you grab it and pull it towards you like that, and then lift up, if you're careful, it just pops off. I wouldn't do that with just any design, but it seems like this one's working pretty well. Okay. And there we go. Let's check this baby out and see. Ooh, I'm loving it. Take it off here. Oh my goodness, look at this. It's so cool with these little beads. What I'll do is I'll go fix the beads, but let me just show you what it looks like. I'll fix the beads to where they're sitting straight up, but this is the design, and it did come out exactly the same. I used different colors. Well, I didn't have all the black beads, so I had to supplement with the white, but that's okay. I think it makes it look even cooler. And I ran out of my medieval black, so I had to supplement that with opaque black. That's why you see these little cross bands in the black. But look how cool that is. What I will do is I will go through and I will straighten any bands, or if you like that look, which I'm almost liking that look, it just makes it look totally different. It doesn't look bad. Perfect length, look at that, to go around my wrist, which is like a 7-inch wrist. Might be a little tight, but just pull on it, tug it, get it how you want it. Straighten any bands that you want to straighten, because what I'll probably do is go through these bands and put them in the center. Just be careful not to use your fingernails because it will snap. I'm going to try to center these to where I get that eyeball. Well, I call it an eyeball, but this little dizzy looking bead, I want it to sit straight up. Instead of sitting to the side like that, I want it to sit straight up. So I'm going to mess around with mine, get it exactly how I want it. But that is the Twilight. This is the Twilight Zone bracelet. So there you go. I hope you decide to make this one. It is pretty cool. It's neat how this side is with these beads. So I see right now what I've got to do to fix this. And I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera, fix it, and then I'll show you what it looks like. But the beads are showing to be underneath on the back side. And I think what I'll do is I'll grab the bead between both my fingers and move it to where, well, let me see if this is even going to look right by me doing that. Yeah, because that's what I did, is I moved the beads on this one to show on the outside. This one, it's looking like they're up underneath, so I just got to fiddle with these, pull them up just a little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit, to where they're going to be on the side, like that. Okay, and I'm going to do that, what I did here, all the way down, and I'm going to clean it up, and then I'll show you the finished, how I like my bands to lay. Okay, I fixed my bands and got them where I want them, except for this band. I don't know what I got going on here. What do I have going on here? This part's supposed to be up underneath this part. That's what's throwing me off. Okay, there we go. But I got it exactly how I want it. Play with these beads, pull them out, put them exactly where you would like to have them. There you go. How cool is that? Twilight Zone. Right? Just like that. And the cool thing is with the bands I used, there wasn't a lot of twisting bands, so it was very simple this go round. So anyhow, this is the Twilight Zone. In these colors and in these colors. Very, very similar. It's just I used a little bit more black in that design. So anyhow, I hope you create this. You can use any color scheme you want. You don't have to use these beads. But just please note that these beads right here, the bands that stretch across, they're going to be loose if you don't put, if you're not going to put a bead, there's no sense in putting these bands with the bead going across. There's no sense in putting like a single band because there's going to be nothing, that's not going to be looped. So it's just going to sit just like that. Okay? So anyhow, I hope you make some renditions. And I'd like to see what you come up with color scheme wise. This is just the one that I chose to do. So Until the next tutorial, bye.